Uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco, seis.
According to thinkprogress.org, only 56% of college students will graduate within 6 years. When I was a young child, my dream was to graduate college and eventually own my own business. I dropped out of college after one semester, and that event changed my outlook on my life and my future. There are so many ways dropping out of college changed my life. For the first time in my life, I was completely on my own. I got a job working a manual labor construction job, and it truly changed the way I looked at my education and what direction I wanted my life to go. My experiences have constructed me into the man I am today, and I am grateful for my experiences. My parents agreed to pay for my college as long as I kept my grades up. That was a deal that would prove harder than I thought. I found myself spending more time hanging out with friends and having fun rather than attending classes and doing homework. My grades started to plummet, and for that period of time, I didn't care. My parents quit paying for my school, and I was forced to drop out. It was a painful time in my life, but that pain forced me to grow up and mature rapidly. The moment my parents cut me off truly showed me how hard life could be, and that I needed to get my act together and do it quickly. After my parents quit paying for my school, I needed to get a full-time job, and I ended up working for a landscape construction company. I remember the hardest day of work in my life was at that job. We had to spend all day carrying wet sandbags up a hill that we had to cut steps into the hillside with a shovel. By the end of the day, we could barely walk. And the worst part of it was we were only halfway through. Luckily, a different crew had to finish the job up the next day. After that, I told myself I would go back to school and finish my education so that I never had to experience that kind of work again. Dropping out of school led me down a road that forced me to look at my education a different way. Before I dropped out of college, I saw it as a useless way to get a higher paying job. I thought it was just a way to get the job, and I never realized that I actually had areas of my education that I still needed to learn. I also realized that college wasn't just about graduating, but that it was also about the journey through life. Changing the way that I looked at education made me look at who I was becoming, and it changed me for the better. My parents cutting me off, which forced me to get a tough full-time job, changed my life forever. It made me view my education experience differently, and for that, I'm truly grateful. I believe that as a society, we should help young people to view education differently so that we can lower the dropout rate, because it is way too high. Thank you.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh. That's the one.